Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included. In the previous episode we took care of that contraption. It is our active cooling system and thus far it is working great. However, I had to make a few changes that I want to show you. We did have a problem with our output so that sometimes even after going through the aqua tuner it would end up going through the same aqua tuner again. So I made sure after each aqua tuner we have a bridge so the polluted water can never go back into the same aqua tuner. So this bridge right here would be after the first sensor if it goes through no aqua tuner. This bridge right here is the first aqua tuner and then this bridge right here is the second aqua tuner. All of these lines are then meeting up right here and this is a configuration that actually worked so that I could even go to -5 degrees with my threshold. But you can see it took me a while to figure this out. I even had to go into the steam room and I had to make a oil liquid lock. But yeah, now at least I can maintain this room a little bit. In terms of temperatures, it is working phenomenally. We have already cooled this down to 8 degrees and it is not 1 second too late because my base is heating up. Well, not my base really, but my power system. It is now time to completely revamp the system. For instance, we do not need the Weiswards anymore. We're going to make our own cooling system. As a matter of fact, I want to rearrange everything after the first 2 generators. We can save a little bit on space and maybe even add a power station. I also want to move my petroleum generators and I want to make sure that beneath each generator I have granite tiles. We're then gonna leave 1 tile free for an airflow tile so the carbon dioxide can actually flow down, and then we're gonna have the next generator and so on and so forth. So that will be 2 more generators and 1, 2. Now do we have the space for a power control station? Oh, this thing is really large, but it only seems to be 2 in width, so we can actually place it. Nice. This contraption is supposedly going to help us increase the output of our power generators. To use the power station we have to choose a refined material, so this is real advanced stuff. I'm gonna go with lead for the time being since we have that in abundance. Good, we're done setting up the coal generation. By the way, I also set up a carbon skimmer here at the bottom in order to finally get rid of a little bit of carbon dioxide. Eventually we can feed it to slicksters, but for now it's just in the way. How are we going to make use of this nice coolness? We need to pipe this all the way through the floor of our power generation rooms. I think what we're gonna do is set up a bunch of radiant iron pipes in a fashion like this. So we're gonna do a little loop. Then we're gonna switch to insulated piping. For now I'm just gonna circumvent the carbon skimmer, but eventually I want this to be a straight line. I'm gonna make my way all the way over here and go up. Great. The first floor I want to cool down is the upper floor since the heat has a tendency to rise. Gonna do this with iron radiant pipes and this is gonna have a really great effect. The piece in the center we're gonna fill up with insulated pipes. We are then going down to the next floor where we have our next generator set up. So that will be 3 iron pipe for each generator. Gonna have 3 here, 3 there, 3 there. Oh, I totally forgot about the liquid reservoir. So I guess the power control station is gonna occupy this space. Do we even need 2 reservoirs? I think every time we went through a floor, we're actually gonna loop back and then go down to the next floor this way. Same thing right here, loop back down to the next floor. Natural gas generator is 4 in width. Holy cow, we're gonna need a lot of iron. We can have a total of 3 generators if we want to include the power station here as well. The rest I'm gonna fill up with insulated piping as usual. Now for now we're just gonna go all the way down, but eventually we're gonna have more setups down below and then we just have to switch around the pipes a little bit. With a bunch of liquid bridges we can complete the loop and now all we have to do is, well, build it and then prime it. We can use, for instance, the polluted water that's coming out of the carbon skimmer in order to fill up the loop. But yeah, I'm ashamed to admit, for now I'm using the rock crusher. This is gonna change in today's episode as well. But with all the rearrangements, I had to take apart the metal refinery. By the way, because my dupes now get scolded every now and then, I had to install triage cots. Like Liam the farmer at the moment could use a little bit of a rest. Check this out, we're down to 2 degrees in this spot. this is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna be able to cool down the entirety of my base. I'm continuing rearranging all of my power rooms so we have an even setup. I just have to remove basically everything so I can move them 1 or 2 tiles. Get this nice and symmetrical. In the meantime, my pipes are being built. Some more iron is being crafted. I have a good feeling about this. And yeah, it was about time. We are reaching the 60-degree mark. Actually, these guys are gonna overheat at 55 degrees. Holy cow, hopefully we can do this before it is too late. Oh no, it started. My auto sweepers are overheating and we are not ready yet. That's too unfortunate. Let's try to up the priority of all the piping here. Otherwise we're just gonna waste materials to repair these guys. I guess I waited a little bit too long for my cooling solution. By the way, if you use normal tiles and not metal tiles, I recommend to use granite. They seem to have the best conductivity. And it's gonna be absolutely sufficient for our purposes. I'm gonna disable auto repair for these buildings until we have this issue under control. Oh, hold on. I think we can start priming the loop. If we just connect these pipes, does that work? Yeah, there we go. I want to disconnect this for the time being so we can use the entirety of the polluted water from the carbon skimmer in order to fill up the loop. In the meantime, we're still building a couple of radiant pipes, but this is absolutely perfect. Going through here, we're actually coming in at 32 degrees, so let's check out what happens with this. It went up to 50 degrees immediately. This is just amazing. I love these pipes. So now it's just snaking down the entirety of our power production room and we can have as many setups as we like. Well, you know, at a certain point you just have enough power. Now, as we fill up this cooling loop, we want to be careful not to fill it up completely. At least one pipe needs to be empty for the loop to be able to even flow. Come on guys, just one pipe to go. Beautiful. Okay, yes. We are coming in at 49 degrees or so, and we're coming out at 18 degrees. Oh, this is just amazing. And it's gonna improve over time as we cool down the entire loop. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. 16 degrees in the beginning and we took heat away, so we are now at 50 degrees. So if we check this out, we can already see the effects right here. And it's just gonna continue to become cooler and cooler as the loop takes effect. Man, you just gotta love this game. Well, I do. This also means we can enable the auto repair again, because we're cool enough at 37 degrees currently. Yeah, you can see how it's now slowly spreading out. Great stuff. Let's take apart this Weezwort. We don't need it here anymore. I'm also gonna take apart these 2 petroleum generators and replace them. Well, priming this loop just takes forever, especially with the carbon skimmer. But I guess in the meantime, I'm gonna replace the carbon skimmer with this bottom one, so that we can straighten out our piping. Well, I guess as we're waiting, we should give out some more building commands. I always forget about that. I never get idle dupes anymore because there are so many side tasks at the moment. Alright, beautiful. Our loop is almost full. I don't want to miss it. We can't have it completely full, remember. There we go, and stop. Okay, that's all I want. We are gonna cut this and connect this, and this should now be a... No, unfortunately, that was too late. Maybe we can just deconstruct one pipe and then there's gonna be one pipe free. Okay, good. And now rebuild it. There we go. And wait, we need to get rid of even more. Okay, I underestimated this. Now we definitely have enough space, right? Yes, that's what I wanted to see. A constant flow. Now our loop is done and we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. Oh yes, look at the coolness slowly spreading. I just love it. It's now spreading through the second row, soon enough right here as well. Let's actually define the material, lead. And lastly, what I would like to do is build the manual airlocks, but I think I first have to build the airlock and after that the cable. Actually, I have to make sure this is correct. Huh, intriguing. Yeah, I can build it both at the same time. Okay, so maybe we take apart the heavy watt wire right there and put this to the highest priority. Come on, thank you. And then you want to build at a very high priority. Let's do it with iron. A pneumatic door, and then you want to reconnect this as well. Okay, looks like that's gonna do the job. Ah, no, it says invalid building location. Intriguing. Alright, we can definitely not do it. In this case, we're gonna go with a joint plate and just add it in this location for all of the generator rooms. Uh-oh, that's not good. My ribbon cable is going through the pneumatic door. I guess in this case we have to go with a manual airlock. This is going to work. Finally! I think this now counts as a power plant room. So maybe at some point someone is gonna tag along and use one of these machines in order to produce the microchips. We'll see. This shouldn't have a too high priority, just if somebody really wants to do it. Let's check the temperature again. Looking good. Nice. Here it's already 14 degrees. This is absolutely amazing. Well, I guess it's safe to say we have our power generation overheating problem completely solved. Do we have to do something like that in the base? I don't really think we do. It still looks good. We also have 105 tons of coal. This is absolutely insane. Okay, great. I think in this case we are ready for the next project. Let's think about what we need next. Alright, there are two things I essentially still want to do, that is oxygen production, but more importantly I want to finally hook up the metal refinery, and I am also going to move the rock crusher down here. In order to cool down the liquid of the refinery, we basically have two options. We could either use our polluted water cooling tank, which preferably I would like to use for something else. Or potentially what we could also do is just lead the pipes through the steam room and then get back into the refinery. Let's have a look into the plumbing. We're gonna need a liquid shutoff to determine whether or not the liquid is cool enough in order to go back into the refinery. So I probably want that right here, and we're gonna continue with insulated piping into the input of the refinery. In order to determine whether or not something is cool enough, we're gonna have a liquid thermosensor right here in front of the shutoff. If the liquid is still too hot, we want to continue like so and actually join up with the output of the refinery so we can go directly into another loop, cooling it down even more. So let's go down one block and we move over here. Now I need to be careful. Do I want the pipes to go through the part with the oil as well? That doesn't really make sense, does it? So I think what we rather do is we are gonna go up to this point right there with insulated piping, and then we're gonna swap to the radiant pipe, and we can essentially use 5 of these squares in order to dump the heat into... Oh, actually we might be able to use more. If we do it like so in a zigzag pattern, I can have one more spot here dumping the heat. Then we're gonna take a liquid bridge over there, and we're gonna continue with insulated piping back into the loop. We will have to prime this loop with oil, for instance. And so the minimum temperature is always gonna be whatever we have in here. Let's say it's gonna be up to 150 degrees in here. Not 100% sure. Let's go ahead and finish the automation. And I think with that out of the way, we can just go ahead and actually build that. If this idea doesn't work, we're definitely gonna make use of our tank some more, but I rather, use it in order to cool down other parts of our base. The refinery is working with high temperatures anyways. We can input 150 degree liquid and then, let's say, it comes out up to 300 degrees. Oh, Hassan took a little bit of damage. You have to go ahead and give yourself some rest. I don't want anybody to die today. Okay, get out of there. Good. Okay, we survived it. Man, I have to add an atmosuit station there. Too much scolding if you ask me. Anyways, let's set up the sensor. We want to send a green signal if the temperature is below 150 degrees. Let's try that. We might have to set it a little bit higher. Oh no, Ellie has a heat stroke. She's not doing well. Oh guys, don't worry. We're gonna take good care of you. Alright then, it's time to prime our loop. I'm just gonna take apart a couple of pipes here. And instead we want the oil to go directly upstairs. There we go. And I guess we can interrupt the other pipes for a short amount of time. There we go. Oil is in... Why are you going into two directions? Ah, okay. You want to go into the liquid shutoff. I get it. In this room we want to have enough oil to almost fill up all of the pipes as well as the metal refinery. I just need these 2 heavy watt wires to be built. Finally, that's what I'm talking about. Let's make sure we stop approximately here so we don't have an overflow again. Now we're gonna cut off the oil again. So right here, the rest I'm gonna let flow in, and then we're gonna cut this. We can delete the rest. Wonderful. Now I have one entire tank, and these guys, they should be heating up to the temperature of the steam. Look at that. This is great. Now let's go ahead and craft a little bit of iron, see how the cycle works. There we go. Moment of truth. We are crafting some iron. How hot is it gonna come out? Oh, okay, that is an issue. Yeah, we have to have a little liquid bridge in place here. Yeah, we cannot really have them flowing backwards. Maybe I just could have put it through the output, but I'm never sure. This sometimes really doesn't work. Sometimes it works. It might work because it's a bridge and not an output. Anyways, let's not talk around too much. So we are at 140 degrees at the moment. That means we're not going to heat up the steam much since it's already at that temperature. Alright, now we're getting packets back at 129 degrees, which means they are straight going back into the refinery again. I'm just gonna wait for a couple of packets that have a higher temperature than 200, for instance. I want to know what this does to our steam room and temperatures. Ah, intriguing. We have a bunch of packets passing by, even though the signal is green. Okay, that makes sense because the oil refinery is full. That means it's just gonna cycle around, which is actually also a good thing. Hold on. The steam turbine now is too hot, so we have to take care of that. Yeah, it's just 1 degree too high, and this is a really big problem since I already have 2 Weiswarts in there. Yeah, until we have this fixed, I need to undo the recipes here. If we heat up the oil too much, while we cannot run the steam engine, we are screwed. Maybe we can expand this loop right here. So instead of directly coming back, we're first gonna take a little detour, cooling it down even more, and then some insulated piping. So this will go straight over to here, and here we need some radiant pipes. This is the spot between the temp shift plates, so we would have 2 radiant pipes like so, and then we want to make our way back. I mean, technically 2 radiant pipes should be enough. We just need to keep this below 100 degrees. It's not that crazy. So we're coming back here, liquid bridge there and there, liquid bridge here and there. Hold on, does this make sense? Yeah, we're coming from this direction, go up here, do the loop, then we come back and join with you again. We do the loop right there. Okay, this might work. Dupes, please build it quickly. Scalding. Yeah, of course, that's gonna happen a lot. Okay, we're done with the loop. That's good. I have to send a bunch of people to bed now. This is hopefully the last time we have to do this. Not sure, but there we go. My 3 builders can take a rest. Good. Now, obviously, my loop isn't gonna be perfectly primed anymore. However, we are going to cool down this room. Hopefully. Yeah, look at that. It went straight back to 94 degrees. And so now it's coming back at 13 degrees, coming out at 9 degrees still. Okay, so maybe eventually over time we can cool this down enough so it's not gonna bother us anymore, but we can see this is a much nicer color already. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these pipes here. The radiant pipes for the 95 degree water, I mean. With this new development, this would just heat up the situation. This also means we actually gained 2 more Weiswarts to use somewhere else. We don't need to have them here anymore. Unfortunately, now we used a significant portion of our polluted water, so we only have this space left in order to cool down another pipe. However, we can do the same thing with the gas pipes. We can place them above the liquid pipes, so we have a lot more potential still. But yeah, this might not be the last cooling location. Beautiful, we were able to cool this down to 72 degrees from over 100 with just 2 iron pipes. Can you believe it? So that's working phenomenally, which means we should be able to enable this machine again. Let's craft another 10 or, well, 11 iron. So these are coming in at 197, most of them at least, and they're coming out at 153, which means they're still a little bit too hot for my sensor, but we have the steam temperature at 130, so they can just take another turn. Oh, now actually we're stuck and we have too much oil in the joint. That means I'm gonna take apart 1 pipe. Yeah, look at this. Just 1 packet's too much from the looks of it. Actually, instead of destroying it, I should really do extract pipe contents. But you have to be very careful with that, since they will be extracting the entire pipe and not just this single spot. We might have to test it with steel as well. I have to do some more pipe extraction. I think I'm just gonna need 1 load for the entire refinery. I'm gonna make my observations, just checking. I mean, this packet should have gone in here. Man, I'm such an idiot. They of course tried to choose a random direction. They either go down or to the right at this intersection. So I guess what we want to do is maybe something like that. This might not be the most obvious solution. We're gonna go straight up with the oil into the center. Then we're gonna go into the liquid bridge over into the liquid shutoff. And if this is already full because it is too hot, then it can continue on its merry way into the other direction. This at least makes more sense to me now. Hold on, I still have a connection here. I just didn't see that. Okay, now this should work. It is red because it is over 150 degrees. Great. Ah, I see. So there's more space in the metal refinery than we have in our loop currently. That could be an issue. Okay, for the 5th time, we're gonna extract a little more oil. Just enough to get it flowing. There we go, that's enough. Ah, nice, we can actually check inside of the refinery. We got the 144 degrees temperature. We're still crafting 5 loads of iron. And now from the looks of it, we have the refinery full and my loop is empty. So this is kind of perfect. Whenever we used up some, it's gonna go cycle through and then wait back in the refinery. Checking the temperature, this is still a cold room, but it looks as though we have reached the limitations here. This never went below 2 degrees because of course we're dumping more heat back into it. But will you look at that? This is how my power room temperature overlay looks like at the moment. Absolutely amazing. Okay, now coming out at 223 degrees. That is significant. That means it's probably, yeah, it's still above 150. Now, the problem is this is not completely fail-safe. It is just, you know, a precaution. It seems as though the temperature is leveling out in the refinery anyways, but some of the packets obviously are gonna go wait in the liquid shutoff if there is nothing else already there, even if they are too hot. That's gonna be a slight issue, but every packet after that, it's like the priming of the water. Every packet after that should be okay. Wait, are you freaking kidding me? This is driving me insane. Come on, just emptied the pipe out enough. I can't believe I overfilled this loop so much. Okay, it's time to craft some steel. Let's get rid of that. We want to craft 500 kilograms of steel. See how that works. So because our loop is smaller than the capacity of the refinery, I decided not to fill it up completely. At least this is gonna give us the security of a loop that is not getting stuck. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. 276 degrees. Oh, what is this gonna do with my steam room? I think this might be close to our overheat temperatures. And there we go, 275 degrees. Let's see how much we can cool it down. It's 176, so that's not too bad yet. Some of that is gonna go back into the refinery. However, everything else should then be okay. No, we're still getting stuck. I hate it. This is kind of unbelievable to me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight into the output of the refinery and see if we can bypass it this way. No, of course. Now it's going into the wrong direction again. Oh, jeez. In this case, we want to make the piping a little bit longer. I'm hoping this is already going to be enough. We just need a little bit more space in our loop. Looks like we're golden actually. 144 degrees, it's coming out at 276 at least. Yeah, about that. Some of the hot pockets are gonna go into the liquid shutoff, but everything else is gonna take a second turn. And as it does, since we now have enough space, it is cooling down to the required 150 degrees. My steam engine, my steam turbine can keep up. However, I don't know how it's gonna look like if we ever need to use the second aqua tuner again. At the moment, it looks like we are not going to need that. Also, the temperature up here, a nice cozy 64 degrees, and we're coming back here at 150, so it's still bypassing it slightly. That's great. And then in the refinery itself, at the moment, we have 141 degrees. So that's working out, I would say. Maybe we will have to add a little more oil into the loop, now that we made it bigger. I mean, it seems to be enough coolant to do at least one craft. And I mean, we're crafting steel, so there's nothing more intimidating than that. Ah, okay. No, the loop isn't actually too big. Look at that. We just have enough space for 2 more packets. Maybe 3 packets before we come to a grinding halt again. So we have a good amount of liquid in there. So in the next episode, my next goal would be to take care of the oxygen production. I wasn't really in a hurry. We still have 54 tons of algae, so we could live off the oxygen diffuser for a long time. However, I would like to have some more access to hydrogen. I would like to use up more of my water. At the moment, we just have way too much of the water, and I need to process all of this, you know. So we're going to introduce our electrolyzer setup in the next episode, and how that's going to look like, well, we'll have to see. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye-bye.